Good morning, everybody. Greetings from Durango. Working my way to a place right now called Delores, which is the best breakfast in Durango, if you ask me. I'm going to meet a couple subscribers, actually. A couple long-time subscribers that said, hey, man, we just rocked up into Durango, and they said they got a couple gifts for me. And they said they want to take me out for breakfast at Doughworks. So I ain't gonna say no to that. I love me some Doughworks. I've been missing their biscuits and gravy.
So I had to voice over this because it was just really windy inside the war wagon. But check out those snow caps, man. I'm gonna say it for the next 10 videos, but man, I miss this place. But really, the snowpack is actually not good at all this year. They did not do well. Unfortunately, unless it starts to rain or something like that, it could be a pretty crazy fire season in the mountains. Everybody that's out in the mountains out west this summer, be careful. Keep your eyes open. Be smelling for those forest fires, because if we don't get some rain out west real soon, we're going to have a big problem.
The war wagon is an absolute freaking mess. I mean, ridiculous mess. Steve and Lisa right here.
Hello.
Good morning. They took me out for breakfast this morning, which was awesome, and hooked me up with so much stuff. I have to show you that. I have to go over it. I could make a whole video about all the stuff these guys gave me. But they also got this Gladiator pickup truck, Jeep right here. And they said, hey, man, we're going up to check out some little mountain towns. So why don't you come with us? And I said, what the heck? Let's do it. So we're going. So thank you, Steve and Lisa. And these guys have been subscribers to the channel for a long time. So thank you for that the most. Thank you for supporting the channel. It is people like you that keeps me going when I'm having bad days. So thank you so much.
Content too.
And Steve also has a brand new YouTube channel. If you guys want to check it out, it is called
Big Country Travels.
All right. So you check that out. I'll put a link right down about right here for you guys to check out. Go check out Big Country Travels, because he is going to have his channel all about preparing for and entering into retirement.
And retirement and camper life.
In a camper life, absolutely. So if you are on that trek, you might want to tune in. All right, guys, let's go see what Colorado's got to offer.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by and checking this video out. This one is going to be different than pretty much any video I've done on the channel before. As I'm doing this voiceover, I'm still not even sure how it's going to go. But first off, I really want to thank Steve and Lisa for taking me out and hanging out and shooting this video with me today. It was a lot of fun. It was really neat to meet them and hear their stories. And you know, we spent the whole afternoon driving around. We started in Durango, and then we went up to Silverton, and then into Ouray. We went through Ridgeway. We didn't stop there. We went to Telluride, and it was amazing how empty Telluride was. It was awesome because there was nobody there. The crazy thing was that there's no snow. I ran out of batteries going through Delores, Colorado. So that's what's going to happen in this video. And like I said, Steve and Lisa, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. I'm sure we'll see each other again down the road. But here's a trip up the $1 Million Highway and beyond. I hope you like it.
How are you doing back there, Lisa?
Great.
All right.
I'm loving this. It's beautiful.
We're having a nice little adventure through the San Juan Mountains today.
Yes. Actually get to see snow.
Yeah.
Have much of that work down there too.
Yeah. You know what I like about the snow up here is when you get tired of looking at it, you can change your scenery.
Yeah. Yeah, when we get snow in Texas, it's a problem.
Yeah, I've seen that on the news. It's a good spot to go snowshoeing from out of Lake Andrews parking lot. Usually they have a guy at the next spot that's got all kinds of tips and information about San Juan National Forest. So we're at Moas Pass. It is super windy, so I'll probably voice over in this. There's some snow. Look at that, huh? Cold day. Cold day. What do you think, Steve? Yeah. This is all right, man. This is all right. Olus Pass. I just like to say that too. Olus.
That's a good sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after we hung out at Mollis for a couple of minutes, we got tired of being in the wind. Unfortunately, Little Mollis Lake still had the gate locked, so we couldn't stop by there. So we just kept going up the $1 Million Highway, and eventually we made it to Silverton.
Just stopped in Silverton. Surprised how much snow there isn't here right now.
Okay, guys, so now we're back on the $550 million highway. I'm sorry, I just didn't film much when I was in Silverton. I really didn't think about it. We were just in and out very quickly. So this is about a 250-mile trip to do this whole loop, to start in Durango, go all the way up, head west, and come back down through Delores. This is just outside of Ouray. I don't know, we're about 15 miles outside of Ouray yet. You come into these switchbacks, and then there's this old mining platform on the right up here. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but I'm sure it had something to do with mining back in the day, whether it was moving ore or whatever. This is all about mining. If it wasn't for mining, none of this would be here, except for this. This is a little memorial dedicated to the people that have lost their lives keeping the roads open during the winter. And this is an avalanche projector, which is crazy. And now we're starting to get into the crazier parts of the $1 Million Highway with the high cliffs and the parts that are reminiscent of some of the world's deadliest roads. And on average, 55 people die on this road every year. Now, I have this video sped up a little bit so that you guys don't get bored and get to see more of it. But to drive this fast down this road would be nerve-wracking. I believe Steve was probably doing 30 maybe. I think the speed limit is 35. But you're an idiot if you're flying this road, especially this time of year, because it could be icy spots. You know, this is at elevation. But that's some pretty crazy stuff, huh? And I'm not kidding. It's about to get better. This is just the beginning of it. Like, this is going to show you right here how crazy it gets now. Enjoy, everybody. I want to put some tunes on and let you guys check this out for yourselves. So then we came upon this waterfall that was pretty awesome. Actually, more than one waterfall. This was a very long, high waterfall with, this is multiple waterfalls here technically. This is probably like 40 waterfalls technically. But it is just pretty cool to see this. In fact, I lost it in the camera view. But then on the other side, there's this waterfall. And Steve and Lisa were telling me that they are fans of Nat Moran and that she was here recently, or this was in one of her more recent videos. So that was pretty cool because Nat Moran was at the compound this winter in Quartzsite. And there's a shot of me, huh?
That's some water.
After we checked out that waterfall, we jumped back in the Jeep and started making our way into the town of Ouray. But first, we had to go through this cool little tunnel.
Steve gave me a pretty decent history lesson about Ouray. You guys all, where's my 8 trackers at back here? Guys, Steve, what are some of them songs you were talking about?
Convoy.
Rubber Ducking Convoy,
Yes,
written
sir.
by a guy named C.W. McCall, who was an ad executive who wrote jingles.
For the old home bread commercial was the one that really kicked him off and translated into a country and western singing career.
There you go.
And that guy retired to Ouray.
This place right here, which is Ouray, Colorado. You want to pronounce it Ouray, but it is Ouray. He became the mayor, right?
He did. He served the community as the mayor for several years.
Since then moved on, I assume.
Yeah.
But there is Ouray.
I've been Ouray for about 30 minutes today, maybe 45 minutes we were here. That was it. But walking around and checking things out, I came to grasp 2 things. There's a lot of people into ice climbing here, and there's a lot of people who dig hot springs.
What do you think, Lisa? You ready to check out Ouray?
Hi, yeah.
All right.
All right, let's go do some walking around a little bit.
And all these buildings from the mining periods, like you go 1 block off of Main Street and it turns to dirt in a lot of these towns. There's your typical tourist stops and knick-knack shops and restaurants and all that kind of stuff. But the people were very friendly, and this is a great time to be up here because it's between seasons, so nobody's out being tourists, so it's a good time to be tourists. But take note, not everything is open at every place during this time, which is okay with me too, because I'd rather check out the mountains and the scenery.
You got my business.
Then we came upon these 2 motorcycles, and the blue one is from a company called CF Moto, and for a long time they weren't making very good products. They're starting to look pretty good because right next to it is a Yamaha, and they look like they're equivalent. It is really beautiful in Ouray. It's tucked in between all these mountain peaks, and it's just beautiful. It doesn't matter really which direction you look, that's what you see is mountains. Except for when you're looking at me, and that all changes.
Right?
Yeah, what I mean.
That's an awesome house right there. 3-story.
And there's your hot spring.
All right. Oh, it literally is a spring.
Yeah, that's hot spring pools there.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible right there.
And then, yeah, that's just a hot spring park.
So then we moved on beyond Ouray, and we went through a small town called Ridgeway. Through it so quick, if you blink your eyes, you miss it. I will say this, there is a place in Ridgeway called the True Grit Cafe, and if you ever get an opportunity, you should stop by and check it out, especially if you're a John Wayne fan. There's a lot of cool memorabilia in there. Then we went a little bit further, and we started our approach to Telluride. I personally am not a real big fan of Telluride. Every time I've ever been there, there's just been so many people. You couldn't find anywhere to park. It's just bumping into people on the sidewalks and everything's packed. But the ride in here is absolutely gorgeous, especially right now with all these snow-capped peaks and everything.
Got some elk. How you guys doing? What's up, elk buddies?
They got huge herd of elk right there.
Yeah, that's some elk right there. How many of y'all watching this have ever been out to Telluride? Do you like it out here? And what's your favorite part of Telluride? Look at those switchbacks going up the backside there.
So entering Telluride, I was astonished by 2 things. One, all the ski slopes are already bare. There's nothing on them. They told me that the Alpine Loop or the Aspen Loop, whatever the hiking trail is already open. And the second thing was, look at how dead it is here. I mean, if you've ever been to Telluride, you've never seen it this dead. I guarantee it. Like, the only people that really ever get to see it this dead are the people who live here all the time. So this was a great trip to Telluride because, I mean, you could have literally taken a nap in the middle of Main Street. It was so cool. And I have a new respect for the place now and its beauty because of this view right here and all the cool stuff we saw there.
Look it up.
No, they left me for it.
Well, here's a little piece of information for everybody. Not a whole lot of history on this channel usually, but check that out, man. 350 miles of tunnels to go from San Francisco to Los Angeles. And that was just to get the gold and the silver and the copper and the lead and the zinc out. So that's pretty awesome. Now you know why they call all these mining roads things like the $1 Million Highway. All right, well, check. There's some vintage van life for you. That dude thought he could drive all the way through the building, but that's as far as he made it.
And here you go. This will put it into perspective. Taking wedding photos in the middle of the street.
Oh, rip up Main Street. Look at that. I love these old mountain towns. You love these old mountain towns. We all love these old mountain towns. Just wish they were a little bit more affordable.
We've taken so many trips, like he said.
That's good. When they start running into each other, you know that's when you're doing it right. That's right. What's up, guys? I had to just show you this. This is what I think could be the smallest scamp they make. 2018. And if you wanted to buy this in Telluride, 16 grand and it's yours. Think about that for a chain. I would sell you the War Wagon for less than that. So think about that. Plus, I got a better air conditioner on the War Wagon. Oh, we still got some snowy mountains up here. Yes, indeed. Nice to see some snow, though. Very nice to see some snow. Yeah, that's a pretty cool shot right there. Yeah, I have a feeling all this is just going to be a lot of conglomeration and talking over. I was going to call this the scenic adventure.
There you go.
All right, everybody. And then we got out of Telluride, and we're working our way through the towns of Rico. No, not that Rico, but still. And then we got into Delores, and there's lots of campgrounds in Delores. The Delores River is beautiful. There's lots of beautiful scenes out there, but my camera was dying here already, so I didn't really record much. I just time-lapsed the rest of it. I have to say thank you to my new friends, Steve and Lisa. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad you reached out and we became friends and had this great adventure together. I'm sure we'll see each other again down the road. And don't forget to check out their YouTube channel, Big Country Travels on YouTube. I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty cool one. But that's going to do it for this one. We will see you on the next one. Keep on vanning.
What the f*** are you doing, Phil?
You guys didn't even freaking take me along. What the hell?